make you a moderator.
Sweet.
Because why not?
I always wanted to be a moderator in your channel.
I always wanted to be a moderator. Like I have been on a certain other forum for the past 10 years.
10 years. God.
God.
Isn't that sad? Oh my god.
Okay, I'm starting the game before we start falling into nostalgia too hard. Because that will happen.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Weren't we all born on a certain day?
I was born over the course of several months.
Oh, okay.
They have taken you from the Imperial City's prison. First by carriage and now by boat. To the east, to Morrowind. Fear not, for I am watchful. You have been chosen.
Wake up. We're here. Why are you shaking? Are you okay? Wake up.
Since that was a pre-rendered cutscene, it's much louder. Because...
I figured... Yeah.
Yeah, audio levels. Don't tell me
It's
this...
the oldest trick in the advertising book.
Don't tell me this crashed already.
Is that a problem you've been having?
Well, the last times I streamed this, it crashed on me a couple times. It's not like a huge issue, but this does not seem to be working.
That sucks.
That does suck. Oh, there we go. It just took forever to load.
Oh.
You were dreaming. What's your name?
Sweet.
My name. That is my name.
Not even last
The
night's
H
soul.
is not silent.
Nope.
I heard them say we've reached Morrowind. I'm sure they'll let us go.
Sarah. Okay, first things first, I need to increase the voice volume a bit, or the master volume. Alright.
It's actually kind of hard to hear you with...
Here comes the guard.
Is it?
maybe if you turn music volume down.
Yeah, maybe. Uno momento. Is that better?
Yeah, it's a lot better.
Alright.
You better do what they say.
Thanks, Job. Wait, I'm walking. I need to run.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
So, oh right, you haven't done anything yet with your class because this is Morrowind.
Yeah, this
I
is-
forgot.
Up on deck and let's keep this as civil as possible.
Yes. Spacebar activates
The
objects.
sooner you leave, the sooner we can move on.
I wonder if I could steal anything yet. I don't think I can. I don't think it lets me interact with things that are not doors.
Sorry, I was on Facebook trying to wrangle more people.
Oh, okay.
I think there's a couple. Moff is watching. I know.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It is time to choose our race.
Alright.
Well, since I'm that guy that always plays as... I play in any Elder Scrolls game as the race in which the game takes place in, whose home province is the game. Whatever. That sentence is really hard to parse. That's what I've learned.
It's okay, I gotcha.
So I'll play a Dark Elf, just because, especially with Morrowind's story, it just makes more sense.
Doesn't that make you less special of a Nerevarine, though?
Kind of. I guess, in a way. I like
Was
that
your
voice.
Do you remember like what your very first skin was when you first played Morrowind back in the day?
I do, and it's pretty much the same skin that I use since then. I think it was this hair.
Well, naturally.
Yeah. But I don't... Well, since the faces are different now with, like, the texture upgrades and everything, I don't really remember. But, yeah, I don't mind that hair. I think we want to have earrings. Being a dark elf and all.
Our disgruntled viewers remind me to pay attention to the chat.
Do they now?
They do. They don't seem to have anything valuable to say, though.
Alright, I think I'm gonna go with this guy. He looks kind of terrifying, but he's a dark elf. They all kind of look terrifying.
Wow. Wow, I didn't realize this was the racist channel.
Great. I'm sure you'll fit right in. Follow me up to the office and they'll finish your
It's okay,
release.
they're only dark elves. Oh, check this out. There's a guy fishing here.
Oh.
I don't
Also,
know why he's fishing here of all places. Because like the coast is right here.
Right.
He's definitely not going to catch anything.
It's a very special estuary reed fish.
Oh, I see.
Hmm.
That makes sense.
Also, I have to say, this looks fantastic for how old the game is.
Yeah, it really does. This game is 12 years old now, I think. Somewhere in that region. There's a guy sitting at this desk.
What sorts of things have you added to... I'm assuming you've modded the hell out of it.
It's just like... It's a specific mod. It's the graphical overhaul or something like that. And it adds like an absolute ton of mods. Lighting, animation, textures, everything. Like this guy, for example. This guy did not exist in the original game.
Yes. We can expect you. You'll have to be recorded before you're officially...
He doesn't do anything. He just sits there and writes in a book that already has writing in it.
Do writers ever do anything?
Excuse me. We are going to
I
create
believe
a
your
custom
profession.
class.
I believe your profession didn't exist back in, the days of Morrowind.
Yeah.
What year is this? Last seed? First seed? Whatever?
I don't know what year it is, but the month I think is first seed. I think Morrowind starts in first seed. We want a combat specialization. Favorite attributes. I'm thinking strength. And maybe speed or agility.
I know, I would go definitely for speed.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Speed. Major
For the two people,
skills.
potentially 3 people in our audience who had never interacted with Morrowind, speed is the shitty issue.
It is. Very much so. The run speed in Morrowind is kind of an issue throughout. If you don't have a speed that's up high enough, then you will move very slowly. And it's incredibly irritating, especially if you've played the other games.
Sean asks you to, or commands you to max athletics and acrobatics.
Okay, but I'm not taking them as major and minor skills because that is not how you power game Morrowind. What am I doing? I want Longblade, definitely. Just because Longblade is just a good choice because there's more of those weapons in the game than any other kind of weapon, I'm pretty sure. What else do I want? I want... what kind of armor? I always go with light armor, so I'm thinking either medium or heavy. Probably heavy. I can't decide.
Well, are you intending to use any kind of spells, or try to use any kind of spells?
I am,
Since that's
yes.
more like. Oh,
But
let's go medium.
alright, medium armor. Speaking of magic, we need... Well, we definitely don't need alteration. That's one that you cannot live without in this game. What else do I
Sean
need?
is on board with you entirely.
Alteration. Or no, we don't need alteration. I'm getting confused. We need mysticism.
Which ones are Mark and Recall? Sean asks.
That's mysticism. That is the necessary one.
Man, I really think Sean would do a better job as your co-commentator than me. He knows the questions to ask. I'm here just talking about writing jokes.
And pie. I think I'm going to take destruction. Usually I would take marksman, but I think I'm just going to use magic as my ranged weapon instead of ranged weapons.
Risky proposition.
Yeah.
For Moth, who's just joined us, we're just choosing our character build. So we got off of a ship. We are a dark elf, and we're in a town. That's really all you need to know at this point.
Oh, I'll take security too, just because why not? It's another good skill to have. Now my minor skills are far less important, but there's a few that I want, like armorer. It's always useful.
Sean recommends
Enchantment. I never really got enchant. I never really got into it that much.
he wants you to enchant clothes.
Well, I can just pay money for that. Money is not going to be an issue in this playthrough, I can assure you of that. I have ways of getting infinite money that do not involve the console.
What do they involve a lot of shelling?
They do. Shelling and creeping. Creeping and shelling. What restoration is a good magic to have as well. And I took spear just because spears are cool, and this was the last Elder Scrolls game that had spears in them. Screw you, Oblivion and Skyrim.
It's been so long since I've played Morrowind. I don't remember what weapon I even used. Are there significantly different hit chances and stuff like that, or do they all basically operate the same way depending on the skill?
I think they all are slightly different. I think it's more in just the amount of damage that they do. And I will take... I'll take Mercantile, because that's another good one. Just to have. Why not?
Very good. The letter that preceded you mentioned you were born under a certain sign. And what would that be?
Really, if I have any trouble and I find that I'm not using skills and I'm using other ones that I didn't pick, I can just train those up. So it's whatever.
Yeah. And you can always cheat and change them.
Yes, I can. Now it's time to choose my sign. The Atronak is a really good one.
It's also arguably the coolest looking one.
Kinda, yeah.
Sean asks if you can do that thing where you switch between enchanted stuff and you get stacking buffs, or does that still work on PC or no?
I don't know. I remember that working in the Xbox version, and I remember doing that before, but I don't remember if it actually carried over into PC. That would be worth looking into. Serpent. Don't take Serpent. Serpent is poison sign. Don't take it. Also, don't take the Shadow. That's worthless. Steed, not bad. Gives an extra speed. Steed for speed. Thief, Tower is one that I usually take, but really it's not that useful. This is the only useful thing it has, is the open 50 points on touch.
Right.
The Warrior has fortified attack. That's not bad. Really, the Atronach's probably the best bet. I mean, it gives us more magicka. We get spell absorption constantly, but we can't recharge magicka by sleeping. Why not?
So such a different mentality behind the game. I'm pretty sure I re-rolled to get the steed as soon as I played the very first time.
Well, I mean, my
Also-
speed is already 60, so that's not bad.
Yeah. Also, an anonymous friend who does not want its name to be spoken, and it's not Voldemort, but it kind of is Voldemort,
Okay.
appreciates your Steed for Speed poetry.
I have the steed for speed. Alright, we're going to take that. So now we have our character menu. What lovely pants we have.
Continue through to the next building and talk to Celisgravius.
This beautiful guard wants us to go to the next room. But we have some business in here first, like this thing. This limeware platter is worth 650 gold. Now, normally stealing anything in here would have the guard come running over and take it from you. But if you steal it and then immediately drop it on the floor, the guard will talk to you, scold you. Since it's the beginning of the game, they can't do anything. So you just get let to go. And then you can pick the platter up and just leave, and they don't care.
What would they have done if you hadn't dropped it?
If you hadn't dropped it, they would take it away from you. Note that this also works in the game for anything. Like if you steal any objects and then talk to a guard or get in trouble for them, if you immediately drop all of your stolen objects and then talk to them, you can just pick them up again later and not get in trouble.
Gotcha.
It's kind of cheap, but hey. Also, check out these animations for the baskets.
It's one of those old-fashioned, repulsor baskets.
Well, I mean, in the original game, they didn't even open. The mods added that.
Right.
Now, this room basically exists for you to steal everything. So we're going to take that dagger. The tutorial tells us to equip it, but I don't care that much. I also don't care about this guy's note. I am, however, going to steal everything else of value in the room, including that lockpick.
Wow, have you even watched Les Mis?
I don't care. I'm stealing the basket too, but leaving the bread intact. That is how talented of a thief I am. I can steal the bread around. I can steal the basket from around the bread. These are worth 5 gold. I'll steal all this stuff. Why not? The maid's... A book that talks about the signs that we were just talking about. I'll take that. And a candlestick. Alright then. But I'm not done yet. Equip lockpick.
Oh right, this is where you just hit it with a lockpick and it just happens.
There's no game for it. There's some gold in there. Ugh, what's in here?
Back in my day, there were no games in my games.
Exactly. Alright, so we just stole everything. Left some crab meat. We don't need crab meat.
No, it's not kosher.
Alright. So if we look in this barrel, we get a crappy ring. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on. I don't care about this other stuff. And oh yes, we have a magic menu now. We can equip our crappy ring and heal ourselves. That doesn't do anything because we haven't taken any damage yet.
Oh, did they redo the spell effects too?
I think some of them, yeah. Don't try persuasion on him. If you're not good at it, he will start to dislike you. Check out this guy.
Your papers, please.
Man, he's a looker.
He is. He
And
is
that he's
he-
looking at you.
He
pretty
is.
intently.
He's very, very intent. He is here to welcome me to Morrowind.
Intensely.
Yep. Something about my authorization comes directly from the Emperor. When I leave this office, I'm free, but I have duties first. I have to go talk to Caius Cosidis in the town of Balnora.
That was like almost a Spanish accent.
I don't really know how to pronounce his name. I'm guessing that's proper. I mean, because the Imperials are supposed to be like Roman, like
Yeah.
Sellus Gravius. But
Yeah.
then we have Caius Cosidis. I don't know.
I think it's pronounced Case Casades,
Oh, okay. This is
which
another.
is almost French.
This is another thing that I would normally steal. It all depends on how far back this guy is standing. Currently, he's too far back, but you can. This is another thing that you could steal and then drop all of your stolen items and then pick it up again. But he has to be outside of the range of talking to you. Like he has to take a step so that you've got the enough frames to enter your inventory. But right now he's got us in the frame trap, so we can't do
Right.
that.
Sean never knew that key was there.
Yeah, it's actually a key for this place. The Census and Exis warehouse here. If you go in there, there's like some armor and stuff that you can steal. There's really nothing of value in there, all that much, but
I really don't have time for this, so make it quick.
look who it is. It's,
Oh, good old Fargoth.
it's Fargoth. He thinks that they took his ring. And it turns out, yes, it's the crappy ring that we found in the barrel, so yeah, you can have it. It's better to do that anyway, because he tells his friend Ariel, who runs the trade house. And then Ariel likes us more, which means it's easier to get deals out of him. But first I'm just going to take some time to check out our surroundings.
It's so impressive. It's just like almost like I'm shocked. Like it's like Oblivion level.
Pretty much. Once you get close up, you can still kind of see some of the the actual models aren't really that great. They're still pretty blocky, especially the character models. But on the whole, it's not too bad. Oh hey, the mod also adds fireplaces. This did not exist in the original game.
It would just be like the little
I can
like
open
one
the
of those
oven door.
paper waving flames.
I can open the oven door. I didn't know
Wow.
this. What does it say?
Oh jeez.
Forge Imperial number 1970 Barabbas. Gamma cuisine. Interesting.
All the way from Cyrodiil.
Yeah. Somebody put a lot of loving detail into that. The game also adds
wonder-
like background noise, and so there's like a bunch of you can hear like a bunch of people like drinking and cavorting in the background. But it's just these guys that are upstairs. Like there's nobody else here. They're just standing around,
They're just really inconsiderate people
I guess.
who are talented at screaming without opening their mouths.
Okay, I see.
It's very Lovecraftian.
Anyway, this is Ariel. He sells us things. And he really likes us. His disposition is 80 out of 100. Because we gave Fargoth his stupid ring.
Oh, party's still going on.
Party's still going. So now we're just going to sell him everything. Everything that we stole. Oh, no, don't want to sell him our gold. I'll give you 100 gold for 100 gold. Alright, I'm also going to sell him my shirt, my pants, and my shoes.
Who needs those?
Oh, whoops, I don't want to buy an axe.
I forget how it works in Morrowind because I only remember it from the later games. But do vendors usually don't buy stolen items, right?
Nope, they do.
Oh, all of them?
The only pretty much every vendor will buy stolen items as long as it's an item that they would buy. Like, for example, an armorer wouldn't buy potions. Although, maybe they do. I can't remember. Anyway, yeah, all merchants will buy stolen items in Morrowind as long as they did not originally belong to them. If you try and sell something, like, if I stole a fork from this guy and tried to sell it to him, he would call the guards on me. I don't know how he would recognize it as his fork, but whatever.
He has a very intimate knowledge of
does.
his forks. And...
Alright, so here we are. I'm going to buy some different clothes. So normally if we just sold everything we would get, 500 and some gold. But we also want to buy some stuff. Wait, no, we don't want a journeyman's probe.
Intimate knowledge of his journeyman's probe.
I only want one journeyman lockpick. And one journeyman probe. And I'll get a couple armor hammers, why not? Is there any medium... Oh, there is some medium armor here. I'll buy that. The problem with medium armor is that's harder to find. I think... Oh yeah, here we go. Medium. And I'll just fill out the rest with light armor, I guess. I need greaves. They don't have any greaves here. Only heavy boots. Why not?
Certainly a big selection for a little, backwater town.
Yeah. I'm also going to get an iron spear. Because spears are cool.
So Moth, there's not a whole lot of voice acting. It's not... Most of the dialogue is written out in text, just because of... That's what you did at the time.
Pretty much.
So you just get, like, salutations and,
Cool. I bartered.
other stock phrases.
Do we want any spells?
Yeah, it's, how old did we say was Zara? 12? 13?
12 years, yeah. Came out in 2003.
12 years.
We want a healing spell. I'll get Spark and Frostbite and Fireball. Why not? Alright.
I remember all of those failing on me at one point or another.
We are outfitted, although we are currently naked, so let's dress ourselves first. Put our boots on. Oh, that's right, we can't wear shoes and boots at the same time. But we can wear a shirt and a cuirass.
You don't want the cuirass to just, scratch your delicate, dark skin.
Is that all of our armor? Yes, it is. Alright, I'll equip our spear. Alright, I am ready for adventuring.
You look pretty formidable. I only think you should have a mushroom hat.
Yeah, well, that'll come later. Yes, my quick select. These are really low level spells, and since I have a relatively high destruction, they probably won't fail on me, so... Fireball. Alright, so now I have to begin my, my ritual, my new character ritual. The same thing that I always do every time I start a new game. Oh, and for anyone wondering, this is Fargoth's house. It's currently locked. There's nothing of value inside of it, but you can break in there and see what Fargoth has. It's not anything spectacular. Oh, I forgot to do something.
Sean asked if you got the jump scrolls.
Not yet. I'm on my way there.
Oh, it's Fallen Dude, right?
Yep.